had a near-death experience 40 years ago. It happened in an accident when I was constructing an aquarium onto my house. The aquarium with the foundations weighed around 38,000 pounds. The tank contained over 3,500 liters of seawater. The day before the accident, I provisionally installed a pump. When I got home the next day, the pump vibrated and I moved it briefly. The connection was 3 times 380 volts, 16 ampere. The pump came loose and the seawater flowed over me and over the temporary connection. In this moment I got an electric shock. I was standing with my left leg in the salt water and my left hand developed arcs of 8 inches over my thumb and index finger right up to the chrome steel frame. You can't imagine how intense the pain was. The muscles contracted and it was impossible to get free. I knew at that moment that I was going to die, but I didn't want to give up. I kept thinking that the RCD, which was a novelty at the time, would have to react now. But no, it couldn't because it was installed incorrectly. Suddenly I felt no more pain and I, or my soul, left my twitching body, which was still flooded with water. I saw it shake, but I felt nothing. They say that you give up duality at this moment. I saw a bright light from afar and, without intending to, I was drawn towards it. The light radiated warmth, security, humility, and happiness. There are not enough adjectives to describe this beauty. It was as if I was coming home. In a beautiful meadow, my grandfather Charles waved to me. He smiled and gave me unmistakable signs that I had to go back. By the way, I had inherited my 2 right hands from him. I woke up with a bang in my battered body. At that very moment, my wife opened the door and helped me to get up. Somehow I fell onto an extension which interrupted the power supply. My doctor came and checked my heart and blood pressure. He said, "Peter, you normally die when you're exposed to high currents, especially when you come into contact with salt water. You have been given a second life. Make something of it." Sometimes I cry because I wasn't allowed to stay. This event turned me into an empathic person, and since then I can no longer be angry with anyone. If everyone could have this experience, we wouldn't have wars, murders, and greed. Material things no longer have much value for me. I used to work as a trainer for driving instructors and experts, among other things. Now I'm 75 years old and I like helping people who have problems with driving. I train the weakest of the weak for their driving license and I love this work. An old woman in mourning once asked me, "Peter, have you seen God?" I told her, "There is no throne on which God would sit. What is there in the light is a community of souls. We are all part of it." I was given a few more tasks by the community of souls. I think the Hindu faith comes closest to what I experienced there. What I am afraid of is the dying process. But I'm not afraid of death because I know what to expect.